back here next day. We let the leather honey kind of sit in overnight to give it a good saturation. Get in there deep into the grain. So what we want to do, start off with here on our final couple steps, is give it a good wipe off the excess oil. Not that there's gonna be much because we kind of let it sit for a good while. But yeah, give it a good wipe down. Make sure there's no blots, no blotting, any of the conditioners kind of sitting. We want to get that out of the way before we do our final step. Punch surface, all these creases, because soap, things like soap and leathers and creams like to sit in those creases and ignore the fact that you try to wipe them off. Make sure you get inside all those creases. You can see here, this leather here pretty much came back to life. It wasn't in terrible condition to begin with, but very nice, very shiny, as you can see. If you can see it here side by side. Slide over here to the first glove we were working on and continue on the video with the one glove. We don't need to see both gloves being worked on. So same thing. Give that a good excess, whip off the excess. Remember, focus on the thumb. The thumb absorbs so much sweat. It's the part of the glove that's is usually the first to take damage, first to show signs of wear. It's usually the thumb because it sits so close to your forehead, to your face, and it sits so often, it absorbs so much sweat. Make sure you focus on that. Bring that around, close the strap here, work the strap. The strap does have leather on. You always want to keep the strap nice and clean. It was hydrated and conditioned. Same deal. All in the creases. Make sure you're going both directions. In and out. That soap and that lotion and all kinds of things like to sit in those creases and dry up. There we go. So now on to our final step. Two things that you're gonna need for this is a neutral color. I have this Angelus here, neutral color shoe wax polish. Now I know it says shoes, but this polish here is really good for gloves because it's a water propellant. It polishes and preserves all smooth leathers and it restores color. Now, of course, it's not gonna bring this color back, but when you have a dry leather, dry faded leather, it kind of replenishes the color. Does a really good job of that. So what we want to do here is, with this, if I can get this gigantic hand out of the glove, reposition this strap here. So, like I said, two things you're going to want is your neutral color shoe wax polish, and with that, I like using this pantyhose. I know it's not ideal, but it is perfect for what we're trying to do. So put that off to the side, open this neutral wax up. Now, what we want to do is with our hand, take some of that up, 2 fingers, same deal. Give that a good, barehanded, work that into the leather. Don't be afraid to dab that back in there. Work that deep into the leather, because this is going to be pretty much like your top coat. It's going to be it is the final step of this process. Work that into the leather. Every surface of this glove should get some of this wax polish. You can see here the thumb. Precious, oh sorry about that, that precious, delicate thumb. Let's get our hand in there. Some sturdiness. Work that into every part of this leather. Put that in there. Work that up to the punch surface. All edges. into the creases. Wherever you see kind of wax balling up a little bit, pardon my cracked voice, helps to show you exactly where you might have missed the spot. And here we go again, timber. Hopefully you're still following. Work into that palm. Same deal, you can feel the difference. You can feel that palm still needing some attention. The shoe wax polish should take care of that. Inside of the thumb, make sure you get all the way through the thumb. Flip that around. And close this up. Get this strap here. This should be the final section of the glove. And there's the tripod again. Apologies for knocking this tripod around. I still haven't figured out good positioning for these overhead videos. But there you go. Get it nice and tight. Yeah, work that in there. Feels like I feel a kind of a dry spot here. Yeah, let's work that in there really good. So it should be good for this glove. So you want to let that sit for a couple minutes. I'd say 5 to 10 minutes is good enough to sit. I'll do this second glove while we wait for this glove. I'll keep it recorded. Why not? Let's keep the ball rolling. Same deal. Here, fingertip area. Hopefully I'm getting this in a good angle on the camera. I'm no expert at this stuff. Not yet. Not yet. Landing surface. Put that in there real nice. Hopefully we can do a side-by-side comparison before and after. I don't think I got much of a good before picture. As you can see here, hopefully you can see that on the camera. This leather's really coming to life. Really good shine, really good polish. Really well hydrated. Outside the pinky area. Get it really nice, get in between, get inside of that thumb. There's so much likes to get in there, so much sweat, dirt, and all kinds of stuff likes to get in there and sit. Really likes to damage your glove. Sweat is the nemesis of leather boxing gloves, and leather gloves or leather baseball gloves and things of that nature. Sweat really does a number. That's why it's always good to keep your gloves well conditioned, well hydrated, and cleaned after every single use. Very important, especially when you have gloves that you've invested a lot of money in, and you plan to keep for a long time. You take good care of gloves, they will treat you good in return. How do gloves treat you good in return, you ask? By lasting a long time. And that's when you're wearing gloves, when you're buying gloves, you're not expecting a boost in performance, but you are expecting a good quality glove to last you a long time. And this is an important part that you play in keeping these gloves in rotation for a long time. Okay, now it should be good enough for both of these gloves. Slide this off to the side, and we're going to bring it home here with this final glove. Close this up. So yeah, keep in mind, let me see if I've never been the type to put any links and bios and stuff like that or descriptions, but I will put a link to this Angelus shoe polish in the description or the bio, wherever you're seeing this. Help you locate it. Now, back to the pantyhose here. So what you want to do is wrap that up real tight. I like to use 2 fingers. Nice and tight, fold that up. You know, oh my goodness. Tim Burr again. Irresponsible. Okay, actually let's add a 3rd finger. It's a wide glove. Get in there real good. What you want to do is just buff that wax really nice. Not a hard wipe, but a really soft wipe. Give that a good buff. Wipe off the excess. Keep what's getting soaked in. Keep that top coat on it so it can protect your leather. Open that up. Yeah, I know, Velcro and these things, they don't go well together, but go without saying. Get in there really good. You don't want to be too strong when you're buffing it. You don't want to wipe off the wax. Give it a light smoothing, light buff. It should be good enough for a full breakdown of how to take care of your gloves and how to rehydrate dried leather. It's a very important aspect to owning expensive leather gloves, and especially if you plan on keeping your gloves for a long time. This is extending the life of gloves. This process actually brings gloves back to life. You know, when you see a pair of run-down, beat-up, dried-up gloves, this process will help rejuvenate that glove back to usable condition. I think that should be good enough for this glove. Get a good look at the creases, make sure there's no wax or anything sitting in there that'll look ugly after it dries up. I think we're good there. The exterior there. And you can see this leather here is back. You know, it's about as good as we're gonna get it. I think it's very good. Hopefully we can get a good side by side. I'll try to get a good screenshot of the before, so we can see just how well it does. Maybe not to the naked eye, but maybe a side by side comparison would be good. So yeah, hopefully try this at home. You know, with some success. The next video we're gonna do this on, if you give me a second, let's go get these gloves. On a pair of 1950s Ray Flores boxing gloves. We're gonna do actually a full restoration, review, breakdown, analysis, you know, whatever else we can do with these gloves. 100% horsehair. Awesome pair of gloves. These, I believe, are 6-ounce fight gloves. Yeah, Ray Flores, made in the USA, and I believe out of San Francisco. Subscribe. You'll be able to see what we do with these gloves and bring these gloves to life. And even, who knows, even take them to the gym and put some work on with them. But that's all for today, for this video. This is Jibaro Boxing. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, rate, share, subscribe, notification, whatever else. Yeah, as you can see, we've, you know, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody that's given us a follow, giving us a like, giving us a subscription. It's much appreciated. I see every single bit of it. I see the comments. I try to write back to every single one of them. I appreciate every one of you guys. But yes, we're gonna keep the content coming, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.